Good morning, everyone. Today we're learning about something very special. We're learning about someone who does not learn Rambam. Someone who does not learn not Chumash, not Rambam. Very fascinating. Yeah, we're going to get right to it. Halacha Aleph, Perik Yud Aleph. Misha Eine Leben Mishnah Leben Mikro, Leben Mikro Mishnah Leben Derech Eretz. Hadiz Becheskas Rasha. Yeah, someone who's not learning not Mishnayos and not Chumash. Yeah, Mishnayos very often refers to halacha. Yeah, so someone who's not learning halacha or chumash, hadiz becheskas rasha, he's considered a chazaka to be a rasha, not a good person. Or pasul edus, and he's forbidden from giving testimony. Shekol mishir ad kach, hadiz chazaka shoeved alev avedu shevo liade. Also, I missed out a detail. What does derech eretz mean? You don't see him hanging around in a proper way. You see him behaving in a very not nice way, not gentle. He's very aggressive, I guess. And if you see someone behaving like that, then you know that he's probably not really fully with the Torah mitzvahs. He doesn't really care too much, and whatever comes to him, he will just do it. Any bad thing that comes to him, his way, he will do it. And therefore, he's not really trustworthy to testify. Halacha beis. Therefore, we did not invite someone, say, hey, could you be my could you be my witness? And we can't accept it with a testifying from him. If he comes to testify, we can't accept it. Only if we know that he does yeah, he's your local volunteer for chesed. Yeah, he's your local chaverim, your local whatever, whatever it may be. And you see, he's actually is a guy. Okay, maybe he's not the most learned person, but he's a good person, and he goes around helping people. And he's helping in a nice good way, straight way. He has respect to people. He doesn't go around behaving like a wild behavior, like not nice behavior. Oh, such a case, that's a totally different story. Even though he doesn't know how to learn, or he's not familiar with learning Chumash or Mishnayos, then he's considered a good person. Yeah, that's the catch over here. Gimel. Yeah, you see how important it is to help around other people, then you're believed. Nimtzesa Aymer, Halacha Gimel. Kol Tamid Chachamim becheskas kashi ad sheipasal. Tamid Chacham, who you know he's behaving in a good way. Obviously, you know he's behaving in a good way because it's Tamid Chacham. Then he's kosher. He's kosher to witness. And anyone who's Am Haaretz, he's becheskas pasul until you know that he's actually going in a kosher way. Yeah, I mean, like, I can only imagine these days people that are around you know them. So this is like, I guess back in the day, you wouldn't know. You see a person, you don't know where he's from, you don't know what he does. So you have to right away chayshish him. But these days, it seems like most people you know already. Okay, this guy's a good person. Okay, why not? Let's trust him. And if someone accepts a witness testifying from Am Haaretz before it's confirmed that he's a good person, that he's doing mitzvahs at derech eretz, he's a hediyot. What is a hediyot? Hediyot means you don't know anything of value. You don't know anything that has to do with halacha or anything. You just took the very low. You don't know any profession yet. But also the thing is a din, and he's gonna end up paying for this, because the result is you're taking his testimony and you're making other people lose money. You're making Yidden lose money from a Rasha based off a Rasha's testimony. sounds very extreme, right? The Rosh and the Taisvis actually argue with the Rambam, and they say that even if someone is a Amma Aretz, even if someone who's a Bozui and is a Rasha, sorry, shouldn't say that, go to that explain, but even someone who's a Amma Aretz is believed to testify. Why? We don't want to push away these people. Once you start pushing away those people, they'll start doing it against what they're supposed to be doing, against Torah mitzvahs. So therefore, we say, don't push these people away just because they're not as learned as you, as they're not sitting down and learning. Rather, you should invite them and keep them in what's called the Jewish circle type of thing. Yeah. Halacha hey. Also bzuim. He's going to explain what is bzuim. Yeah, these are people that are postam b'dirabbanan. Someone who goes around and eats in front of everyone. Some people, they don't want to get their clothes dirty when they're working, so they take it off when they work. They have no embarrassment from anything, from anyone. And similar to this, people that don't care, don't have any self-respect. They don't care about anything. All these are considered like a dog. They don't care about false testifying. If it turns out that they testified falsely, they don't care. They have no self-respect anyway. Why would they care? So all these people are possible with their rabbanon. Also people who accept tzedakah from a goy b'ferhesia. Yeah, let's say there's a food pantry. Yeah, let's say you're allowed to take tzedakah from a goy. So instead of having it delivered to your house, you're going through the drive-through, and everyone sees that you're going through. Oh, this guy Shmetal is going to the drive-through of the food pantry of the goy. You could, if there's an option that you could go and take it quietly without a big noise, without people seeing. They don't care. They're getting embarrassed in front of everyone. They don't care, and they're showing off to everyone that they're accepting charity, which is a bizui, which is making yourself like embarrassed. Yeah. So the thumb rule is if you can accept charity quietly without making a big mess, without making a big noticeable, then it's okay. But if you're doing it intentionally in front of everyone, and it means you don't care about anything, you don't care about being embarrassed except from a goy, then you posel to edus. Halacha vav. Ma bein posel edus min atayra leposel midivrei. What is the difference between someone who is forbidden from testifying from the Torah or from midrabanan? Sheposel min atayra sheid edus betela. Someone witnesses min atayra. Someone is posel min atayra and he witnesses, testifies. His testifying is not valid. Even though they didn't announce on all the WhatsApps, all the emails, they didn't announce this guy is a Rasha, don't accept his testimony. It's still possible. You still can't accept his testifying. But if someone who's only possible with Rabbanon, let's say someone who's Machal Yom Tov Sheni, someone's Machal Yom Tov Rishon, someone eats chametz on the first night of Pesach, boom, he's possible to testify right away. There's no question. You don't need to go around telling the whole world. He's possible. If someone is Machal, someone eats chametz on the second night of Pesach, which is the Rabbanon, then you have to go around town and telling everyone, hey, this guy is he's Machal Pesach, Machal, whatever it is, Yom Tov and chametz. And then after you're saying all the WhatsApps and everything, it goes around, then he's possible. Yeah. Lefichach. So what comes out of here? Kol edus sheheid koydem achrazo bekavim oisa. So if it's in Rabbanan, every time he gives a testimony before his name got out on all the WhatsApps, kedei shalil abetz chusam shalil yodashu posel. This reminds me, I was once in Argentina. There was this guy looking like a rabbi. He came looking for tzedakah. And he looked like a okay person at first, until someone saw him eating in McDonald's on Shabbos. And a few days later, there's a picture of him going all around town saying, "Hey, this guy's eating at McDonald's. Don't give him tzedakah." Anyway, it turned out that he was some troublemaker. He wasn't even collecting tzedakah. He was collecting it for his own benefit. And when he left. I think it was Argentina. When he left the country, he tried leaving a stash of cash in his pocket, and the authorities they took it away from him. So all the money that he made, that he collected from people all around town, got taken away from him anyway. So yeah, whatever. So Zachraza, yeah, people going on the WhatsApps and they're going around, and if they see something wrong, did they go around telling everyone? Yeah. So if he's Ivy Sadurai, so he's puzzled. He's puzzled right away. Okay, so what's the difference? If he's puzzled right away, or you have to machriz it, you have to advertise it. What's the difference? So if he goes around and he testifies before the story broke out, everyone found out about it, then we accept his testimony, because people already counted out. People made business deals based off his testimony. So you can't go and disqualify him right of something that he said already, because it'll ruin. It's like tichar tzibura. It'll ruin everyone's business. They didn't know that he's possible. And it's only possible midivrehim. That is the difference between someone disqualified to testify midiraisa or someone disqualified to testify midirabanan. Okay. One witness is believed in Yisurin. Avapishu pasul l'shar ediyos. One witness is kosher Yisurin, meaning, let's say he is pasul to testify. He can't testify, hey, Reuven borrowed money from Shimon, but he's allowed to testify on Yisurin. For example, he's allowed to shech the animal and say, hey, I shechted this animal, it's kosher, you could eat it. So for Yisurin, knowing that you can go in Isser Deraisa, Isser Torah, he's not going to make you fall for the Avera. If a Rasha comes to you and tells you, hey, this piece of meat is kosher, you can believe him. Even though he's Ahmaditz, even though you don't trust him for other things, but for Yisurin we trust him. He's not going to make you eat not kosher meat. Let's see, this time, man, anything over here? Yeah, in the store, and cashier, he's not your Talmud Chacham. He's a little troublemaker. Doesn't look a troublemaker, but he's saying, like, let's say whatever. And he's believed. Even though he for himself is not believed. He's not believed to say, hey, Reuven borrowed from Shimon, but for the meat to make you go on Isser Torah, he's not going to make you go on Isser Torah. Therefore, he is believed. But he's allowed to be, he's believed. But if someone is chashud, let's say he's a sheikhet, and you know that he doesn't shecht well, so you can't believe him on his own shechita. If there's a reason on this specific issue, but he's allowed to say, my friend Shmerel shechted and it's okay, but mine is not okay, but his is okay. Yeah. Ches. Lefichach hechashud al dover yesh ledaden boy or lahoyd boy laachedim chazak and mechaytim gedei shehenu achedim. Therefore, if he is disqualified, if he's chashud on something about him, let's say he's chashud about not kosher meat, or let's say anything else, he could testify for other people about their thing, not about his, because the person is not going to do an aveda testify that is kosher if he is not going to have any enjoyment for it. Yeah, this is a very very big rule. If it says a person is not going to testify just to say something is kosher if he's not enjoying from it. So therefore, we could trust people even though they're not the biggest tzaddikim, but we could trust them because they're not going to make you fall for an avera for no reason if they don't benefit from it. Yeah. Kitzan. Neman amoritz leiman pedus plaining returning him. Neman anechshad limkor basar b'chayler b'bas zeshem mechet plaini. Chulinu. Yeah. Amoritz is allowed to say, this my friend's fruits is he took meiser from it. It's okay. You could eat it. Let's say near to still, you have meiser. He says it's kosher. His fruits are kosher. You could eat from his fruits. Or let's say someone who was kosher on the shecht b'chayr, to sell b'chayr. You're not allowed to eat b'chayr, right? You have to give it to the kohen. You have to redeem it. You're allowed to say, my meat is not good, but his meat is good. Same applies to all the Yisurim. If he should now the Rambam breaks the rule. He says, here's the rule. Tells you the rule. Tells you the reason. Sorry. The Rishonim are afraid of Yisurim. They're afraid, if I eat not kosher meat, God forbid, Chas Hashem, Hashem is going to punish. If you play with money here and there, make some tricks. Sorry. Hashem is not going to punish. So in their head, their system is, if it's for Yisurim, Hashem is makbid, punish. If it's for money, it's okay. Like there's once a person who told a person, he saw a person during an Veda. He says, come, put on tefillin, let's keep Shabbos, try helping him. He's like a shliach. Try helping out this person. He doesn't want Gan Eden, you want to get Gan Eden. Gehenim, you don't want to get Gehenim. He's like, nah, till that happens, God will forget. Stop. Okay. Halacha tes. Malacha Yisrael. Yeah. Kings of Yisrael. Yeah. We're not talking about kings from Shevet Yehuda. We're talking about kings from from all the rest of the Shvatim. The kings of Yisrael, yeah, we all know the kingship was after Shlomo HaMelech was split into two. Yeah, there was the kings from Shevet David and the kings from the rest of the Shvatim, from Shevet Yehuda, and the kings from the rest of the Shvatim. Those kings were known to be, I don't know what's the word to use over here, but powerful people which weren't, what's the word? I don't know the word. Literally means someone who was like a bully, very, very strong, and everything goes by force, by power. It doesn't go necessarily by what the halacha says. They don't follow what the dayanim say, what the rabbis say. So therefore, you can't have them testify against them because they're very dangerous. They could do something to you. You don't mess with them. By the Kohen Gadol, he could testify, and you could testify in him, and he could testify for a king. Because he's supposed to be a more pious person, and he will accept upon himself the rule of the Jewish, of the Torah. The last halacha for today's perek, halacha Yud. Ha-moisim ha-pikoisim va-minim ha-meshumodim. Yeah, what is moisin? Moisin is someone who goes to the Goyish court and he gets money out of a yid to go to somebody else. Yeah. Yeah, you give a Jewish someone's money and give it to a guy for no reason. Yeah, you just cursing people who don't believe in Hashem, or didn't believe didn't believe in Hashem's Torah, or didn't believe that Hashem created the world and stuff like that. Minim are people that are serving Avodah Zarah, and they don't believe in basics, like they don't believe in basics belief in Hashem. They don't believe Hashem created the world. They don't believe Hashem's running the world, stuff like that. And Mishmodim are people that are going against the Torah. They're doing Avedus on purpose, even if it's one of it. They're doing it on purpose to go against Hashem's name, to go against Hashem. All these people are for sure disqualified from testifying, and we don't even have to mention them. We didn't have to mention them. We only mentioned over here, people that are Shaim, but they're part of Am Yisrael. Yeah, it's like this guy was once a shul. The Gabbai wanted to give him an aliyah. So he asked him, "You're a Kohen?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Are you a Levi?" He's like, "No." "Okay, are you Yisrael?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, how do you know you're Yisrael?" He's like, "When I was a kid, every time my father always used to tell me, Poshea Yisrael." So the Gabbai tells him, Poshea. He tells him, Aval Yisrael. He's like, I'm a Poshea, but a Yisrael. So there's such a thing called Rosh Yisrael. He's a Rasha, but he's a Yisrael. I mean, he's still Yid. He's still in that category of a Yid. But people that are going purposely against Hashem, they are worse than Goyim. שהגויים לא ימיילין ולא מרידים. ויש לחסידיהם חלק לעולם הבא. Yeah, goy, we don't cause them chas v'shalom to any harm. Yeah, we don't try to bother them or leave them. I don't want to get too much into this, but a goy, we don't look to harm a goy chas v'shalom. Yeah, le'mailin, we don't pick him up, we don't moridim, we don't let him go. Yeah, I don't want to go on here and saying the whole beard exactly. You have to look it up. But yeah, a guy basically, if something happens, then we don't try to cause them any problems. Yeah, don't want to change anything from what the status is by a guy. And a chassid, someone who does good for a yid, he has chelek l'mahaba. But these people which are going against Hashem, if they're having a problem, they're falling off a bridge or something, you don't have to go and yeah, I don't want to go around explaining this, but you have to read this, yeah. And they don't have a chelik to Elam Haba. Yeah, some of the things over here you gotta actually read inside from the book to see exactly what it means. And yeah, so these people, they don't even have chelik lam haba. You have no obligation to go around and helping them. If you don't have to go obligation to help such a yid. I'm sure 100% that the Rebbe for sure says that these people nowadays, you're going to learn later on in Chosmei Marim, that a lot of these people these days, which are not doing what Hashem wants, are beged tinik shenishba. So if they're tinik shenishba, we're going to read that later on, then there is an obligation to help them. So, because these days, people are not, I don't believe people are doing such things. They're not doing such things on purpose. They're doing it because they were brought up into this situation. So like they kind of got forced into that. So it's true what it says here, obviously, but at the same time, you have to know how do you measure? How are you going to measure if he did it on purpose or not on purpose? Or even if he says he does it on purpose, maybe he's doing it out of anger for something else that somebody else forced him into that situation. So before you run to judge anyone and decide, hey, should we do something to him or not? Stuff like that. Gotta be very, very cautious. And have we done is called in the kaf zchus.